Hello and welcome to this Tarot Tuesday reading here on my channel, Solar Moon Tarot. So I was sitting here trying to figure out what message wanted to come through, just here meditating, and I wasn't even really sure if I wanted to do a message today. I wasn't sure if I was really feeling okay enough to sit here and do something. But then I kind of got this burst of energy to sit here and talk with you guys and do a quick reading for this Tarot Tuesday. And so the channeled message that I was getting that wanted to come through was something that I think we've been talking about for a while. And so I'm not sure if that's just something that, Spirit wants to say. It's like it's still, this energy is still going, especially if you tuned in last week for those readings, any of those readings. It's still like lingering there, and it's just another way to help keep you positive and give you the momentum that you need. So, what Spirit is still saying is have faith, have courage, keep going. Okay? Have faith, have courage, keep going. But let's go ahead into the cards and see what else Spirit has to say. I just realized that my McDonald's bag is in the background. So sorry, that's what I had for lunch today. And I just haven't had the chance to clean up yet. Okay. Have faith, have courage, keep going. I'm getting that they are here, they are helping your spirit team. We have Five of Swords popping out, along with the Eight of Swords. So, okay. With Eight of Swords, I'm definitely feeling like this is probably why Spirit is still saying, to keep going, have faith, have courage, is because we're still feeling tied down by something. We're still feeling trapped by something. But the thing is, with this card here, what has her bound, the chains that have her bound, are actually not as tight as they seem, not as tight as they feel. She can wiggle out of those chains, and you can too, okay? She does have a blindfold on, so she can't quite see the exit from the swords that surround her, but she can easily avoid these swords, okay? If she didn't have the blindfold on, she could still go ahead and escape these swords. So right now, this is kind of a card that signifies you don't really know for sure how to escape your situation, but I kind of get the feeling like for some of you, you're still in that uncertainty, but others are just kind of like, or maybe for most of you, you're still trying to navigate things, but you still aren't sure where to go, um, or how that's all going to pay off for you. Five of Swords. I had something that came up with that, and then I lost it. Five of Swords definitely makes me think of like words being used, trying to talk through things. There may, I think this is what was trying to come through. There may have been blockages with communication, and that could be part of why you feel trapped. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead, get some more cards here. See what else Spirit wants to say. Okay, we're trying to hold on to what we have. We're trying to hold on to what we have very tightly. As we're trying to escape from uncertainty. Oops. We have a movement forward here with the Six of Swords. So yeah, still moving forward, making sure that on, on our boat here, that we are taking what it is that we want with us. Okay. I'm going to cover this up a little bit. So we do have the Star card popping up here. And it did show itself to me in reverse. However, I do get the feeling like it doesn't want to quite stay there. I'm going to keep it reversed on in front of me here as I read. Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck also wanted to pop up a little bit in reverse as well. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that there's movement. It's slow. Sometimes it feels a little blocked. But it's not as blocked as it seems. And with the Star card here, it kind of feels like it's like your wishes are like right there. What you desire is right there, but we don't quite have a grasp on it quite yet. Um, but you are moving towards them, which is why I feel like the Star didn't want to stay in reverse. You are still moving towards them. It's just still a little stuck because I think things are still falling into place. Yes, okay. We have Nine of Pentacles popping up here. Yes, okay. And that, for me, is saying, because it's a very positive card, things are things are working out in your favor, even though things feel a little stuck right now. Even though it still feels like things are kind of blocked. It's not going to stay blocked forever. You're definitely moving out of this stuck period. Okay, Hanged Man in reverse. Gaining a new perspective on things. This, when I see the Hanged Man in reverse, I do kind of feel like we're getting unstuck. Yeah, we're getting unstuck. That's what's speaking to me here. We are getting unstuck. We are we've gained a new, maybe you already have gained a new perspective on things, which is part of getting unstuck. But we're still in this movement period where wishes are going to be able to come true and that you are going to be able to see the fruits of your labor. I do see the Emperor coming up here. Standing in your power, taking... Oh, no, that's not the Emperor. I apologize. Okay. Still standing in your power. Still standing in your power. A lot of swords cards popping up here, so a lot to do with communication and the mind. But you, even though you feel you feel stuck right now, you're still moving forward, and then you're going to be like this King of Swords, where you are sitting on your throne. You have achieved what it is that you were fighting for, and you're able to have this clearer mind, this clearer communication, and really able to take action. I kind of feel like there's not going to be so much brain fog anymore, which is actually really interesting because one of the reasons why I felt like I wasn't sure. I wanted to do a reading, but I wasn't sure if really was able to, because before this, I was kind of dealing with some brain fog. I've got a lot going on in my life. I've got a lot of stress going on in my life. So maybe part of this reading is also for me too. Um, but I was just in such brain fog that I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And then it kind of started to lift a little, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this. And now, as I'm sitting here talking, and we're talking about brain fog lifting, I feel like I have such a clear mind right now that I can really sit here and think clearly and see how this is all unfolding for you. Gaining so much wisdom from this journey, from this hurt, from whatever it is that put you in this moment. Gaining so much wisdom from that and making sure I really get this feeling of like making sure something like this never happens again. And if it does happen again, you know how to handle it and you know how to move forward a lot better. Okay. Do have the Five of Wands coming up here. It does make me think of like a bit of ooh, okay. A bit of a fight to get to where you want. I'm also getting past energy. Some of you may have had arguments that led you here to this point. And then there was also, again, fighting your way through things. But that's mainly what I'm getting from the Five of Wands is fighting your way through things, taking this action and fighting your way through it. Usually, this card talks about like when this pops up, I'm usually like talking about arguments with other people. And like I said, that could definitely be something that has happened or still is happening for some of you. But I'm getting more of just fighting your way through things, fighting your way through obstacles, fighting your way through certain people too who may be holding you back. I do have karma coming up here from this deck as well. So this is unique to this tarot deck and it takes the place of the Judgment card. So this karma card talks about you receiving the karma you deserve. Other people who may have caused you hardship is getting the karma that they deserved as well. So I definitely see that good karma is coming your way. Anybody who has caused you any strife is going to have their karma if they haven't already. But I really feel more of a positive vibe from this card and that talking about your own karma and that as you are navigating through this, even though it's moving slow, you are getting the karma that you deserve. Things are going to work out in your favor. Yeah, all this hard work is paying off. And then we also have the Lovers popping up here. So for some of you, this could be something dealing around romance, a partnership, okay? Um, it doesn't necessarily have to be romance, but obviously it is the Lovers card, so it does talk about relationships and romance very heavily. But for some people here, this could also just be talking about partnership in anything. It could be a very loving friendship. It could be a job that you may have used to love, but it's not necessarily the same anymore. But whatever this is for you, because it's going to be different for everybody, I kind of see you guys either finding new love, new love in a romantic relationship, new love in a new partnership, job, a new friendship, um, or this could be when we're talking, especially about romance, this is kind of like rekindling a healed relationship. Yeah. So something healing. You just take what resonates, okay? What feels right. What feels right in that gut, okay? What feels right in your intuition. Maybe this is part of your wish is to rekindle what may have been hurt in a relationship. Like maybe some of you had broken up and or had like a really hard breakup, and maybe that's part of the arguments here. I see things starting to settle and really work things out um in your favor, in your partner's favor. Okay, but I do kind of feel like for others here, it's a sign that you are eventually going to meet somebody new. Okay, and you're going to have that love you deserve. Let's go ahead and get some oracle cards here. Mystic. Mystic with Scorpio. This is really making me feel that intuition that we were just mentioning about, like really listening to your gut feeling, really listening to your inner self. I feel like you have this inner knowing of where this is leading you, even though things may seem a little uncertain. Um, but that kind of feels like details, like the little details. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't really know how things are going to fully play out, but I kind of have this knowing of where it's leading me. And that feels right. So that's kind of what we're focusing on. Anything else around us is just kind of going to fall into place. You'll figure that out when you get there, kind of a thing. Um, you're just kind of focusing on what you need to fix right now while also holding on to things that matter to you, things that you don't want to get rid of, things that you are really holding on to that you're like, okay, I've lost a lot of other things. I don't want to lose this too. So we're holding on to that. We have community and technology. Maybe for some of you, you are thinking about doing something in your future that revolves around community and technology. Something where you use your hands. It could be something like this, doing tarot readings on social media platforms. It could be finding a community. I just kind of got somebody like finding their community in like a church, people who share similar beliefs. This could also be talking about new friendships. Technology also makes me think of Mercury and communication, even though it's the 11th house. It's the knowing. It's still this knowing, yeah. Knowing where this is going to lead you. Okay, we also have the beautiful minded with Libra here with balance. Okay. Finding that balance in your mind, finding that balance also in just life, communication. But I kind of feel like if you are somebody who just has a lot going on in their mind, and there's some days where you just can't get your mind to stay quiet, I kind of feel that easing. And so your mind's going to start having that balance. Like some days it's kind of teetering one way where it's like you're worrying so much about this aspect of what's going on, and then you kind of feel more balanced one day, but now you're leaning the other way, and then you've got other, you're thinking about other things. So it could be like one day it's very relationship heavy, the other day it's very like materialistic kind of heavy, communication heavy. I kind of feel that easing. Like it's not going to be such a big dip anymore. Okay, we're going to be coming out of those big dips and eventually settling. And obviously, life happens, so yeah, you're going to teeter one way or the other, but it's not going to be such a big dip anymore. We also got to cover some of this card up, but we also have first house with self and identity. Okay, let me do this instead. There we go. Self and identity. Really finding who you are. Settling into who you are, finding that balance of who you are, what identifies you, what makes you feel yourself. I really feel a tie with this community and technology. It's like joining this community that really makes you feel like you. It could be that church, it could be finding the right friends, it could be finding also that right relationship. Um, it could be a new career endeavor with community and technology where you're kind of combining the two here, reaching out to people through, like I said, like through social media platforms. And that really makes you feel aligned. Whatever is making you feel so aligned, and there is it's kind of making me think of like the sun. Oh, on the self identity card, I know I couldn't show you just because she is naked. The top half of her is naked, so I can't really put that on camera. But over her heart, there's like this sun symbol, or this like dot with these rays of light coming through. And I really feel like you're going to be finding what lights your heart up, what makes you really feel like you, what gives you so much joy and love, what you're passionate about. It's going to make you feel more connected to who you are, maybe even also making you feel more connected to spirit, to the universe, to the world around you. And it's such a beautiful feeling. Such a beautiful feeling. I'm really getting a connection to like the cosmos. Just looking at the community and technology card and the self identity card, it's really making me feel like you are feeling one with the world, one with the universe, one with yourself. It's kind of like you finding that it all clicks into place now, where you're like, this is who I am and this is my purpose. This card poking out wants to come through. And this one. Okay. Got quite a few here. So we have, ooh, okay, we have take a risk. Taking a risk with something. Taking a risk maybe with this community and technology card. Taking a risk finding, like you kind of feel a little nervous going to this spiritual group or religious group, stepping into that church or spiritual place and taking that risk to join in this community. But I really do feel like you need to take that risk because you are going to find your people and who you feel connected with. We also have focus popping up here. So this makes me go back to that brain fog thing where your head's going to be clearing, you're going to be able to focus a lot better. But I'm also getting that thing that we were also talking about where you have so much going on, but there's certain things that you're just kind of like, okay, those are just details and we'll get there when we get there. Right now, this is my main focus. So keeping on what is your main focus right now and then allowing everything else to fall into place. Sometimes your focus may change depending on your situation. So then you kind of have to adapt to that as well, which could be why movement is a little stagnant. because maybe there are some things that have kind of made you go, okay, now I'm ready to go this way, but then something else happens and you're like, okay, now we go this way. And trying to just adjust and move along the best that you can, which is doesn't really help the uncertainty any. We have boundaries popping up here. So I really got a strong sense that this is a boundary with another person or other people that you need to keep for yourself as you're taking this risk, as you're trying to focus. Other people may be a cause for this brain fog. And so keeping boundaries and being like, no, I can't do this thing today because I need to focus on XYZ. And then keeping that boundary, even if they like complain and be like, oh, or like try to pull you in to be like, oh, come on, but it's gonna be so much fun. You're just, no, just no. Yes, it does sound like fun, but I need this time. I need this time for me. Okay. Oh, well, when are you gonna have fun? Well, I I will plan that out, but right now, for today, I want to focus on this. Okay. I will reach out again. I'll reach out when I'm ready. Something like that. So take that if that resonates with you. But however you want to set your boundaries is very, very important during this time. Also, if this is somebody coming back into your life, making sure that you set boundaries there. So then things like this don't happen again. Um, and then you both can navigate forward a lot better, but you need to keep those boundaries and also respect their boundaries as well, because it's not because like you have your journey, they have their journey, and so now you're trying to figure out this new way of moving forward together. But yeah, it's really like sitting down and being like, okay, what is okay and not okay for you, while you also express what is okay and not okay for yourself. Okay, that is a boundary. And then we also have protection popping up at this time. So definitely protected with your spirit team helping you guide along here. Love. Okay, this is definitely romantic for some of you. Love coming back in. Um, I'm also getting that if this is a new relationship that has popped up, boundaries are still important, and it's still that same thing where it's like what is okay with you and not okay, and then you expressing what's okay and not okay with you. And that is going to allow love to bloom a lot better, okay? Because you aren't giving too much of yourself and not enough, to yourself, and they're not doing the same thing, okay? Because there needs to be a balance. Okay, so you guys are definitely finding a balance to not overburden yourself, overwork yourself. And then it's also respecting your partner's boundaries as well. We have go for it. Going along with take your risk, taking a risk here, go for it. Um, and if there's something that you are trying for, something career related, community related, um, love related, go for it. Just go for it, okay? As long as it's safe. Okay, go for it. Celebration. Look at that. And they have these two people coming together. Celebration. Celebration and finding this new love, new career. Oh, there's also musical notes on this card as well. Kind of makes me think of like when things kind of just fall into place, you're gonna hear like music in the air. Could actually be little literally too. Like maybe you're out somewhere and then there's like an event nearby and there's music playing, something like that. And yeah, music in the air. And then that's, I feel like, would be your sign from spirit being like confirmation. This is it. So it could be like a new love, it could be a rekindled love. They're going to celebrate with you. I feel like they're already celebrating because they know what's to come. We're talking about the spirit world and we have other world. This is kind of when this card pops up for me in a reading, that's kind of what I feel like is like that's really one of the spirit realm cards that's in this deck. I'm also kind of getting you're gonna feel like you're in another world, like because things are eventually just gonna start working out. Things will just eventually start working out, and you're gonna be like, is this for real? Definitely is. There we go. Okay. I feel like this is healing from your past. Something about the past healing, and you're moving forward. But then we're also getting the end. So the end of a cycle, end of a chapter. Seclusion. Now this deck does have a peace card in it, but I'm I'm definitely getting a peaceful vibe from this too. You at this time are walking this journey alone, but I feel peace within it. I feel even when new love, new situation, new community, rekindled relationships popping back in, I still feel like even though you have this other person or people in your life, there's still this seclusion that makes you feel so peaceful, finding this really inner peace within yourself. You know what? I want to get emotion cards as well. So I'm gonna talk as I try to find that deck, but I really do feel like yeah, I really do feel like there's this inner peace within you because we are also setting boundaries. We are also setting these boundaries, and those boundaries are going to make you feel so much better and ready to handle, ready to handle whatever comes into your future, whatever comes into your life. Um, that even though you have this other person or these people, you are still on this self journey, this identity journey. Okay. Yeah, okay. So there's some skepticism here popping up. It could be skepticism with what I'm saying. Um, but skepticism involves questioning and critically examining everything, urging you to see things clearly, not just accept them blindly. Okay, that could go with your Eight of Swords card, with the blindfolded woman on the card. Skepticism drives you to think deeply, helping you make wiser decisions. So, yeah, you want to step into this with wiser decisions. I also said you're gaining wisdom too earlier. We have dilemma popping up here. So, dilemma makes me think of things in the past along with anger as well. So, there, I feel like those two are really talking about the past. So, dilemma is a situation of difficult choices, leaving you feeling torn. When a dilemma arises, it reminds you to examine the issue from multiple perspectives. And we were talking about perspectives as well. And look for hidden opportunities. You will always find a way out, even if it seems difficult at the moment. With anger, we have it is an unmet need or a boundary that has been crossed. It reminds you to set healthy boundaries to protect yourself. When facing anger, learn to be calm and reflective, discovering growth opportunities within. We also have ambivalence popping up here, and this is kind of why I feel like there's that sense of balance, and you're also kind of like in this in between. So you have ambivalence is the inner tug of war between different choices, leaving you torn when making decisions. When you feel ambivalence, it reminds you to face your inner needs. Finding balance will allow you to make the choice that aligns with your true self. Definitely going with your self and identity card. And then we have reflection popping up here. So reflection is the process of reviewing and summarizing, allowing you to draw wisdom from past experiences. When reflection arises, it reminds you to assess your growth and changes and gain insight from past lessons. Exactly. We're leaving the past, but you don't forget the past. And we have new wisdom, we have new insight as we move forward. On the bottom of the deck here, we have tenderness popping up. So, tenderness is an emotion of compassion and care, filling you with understanding and sympathy for others and yourself. When tenderness appears in your life, it reminds you to treat yourself and others with love and patience. And I feel like okay, we'll do two more. I feel like, let's talk about this one that I also just saw, letting go. So, letting go is the process of releasing all past emotions and experiences, freeing you from the heavy burdens. Letting go reminds you that only by releasing the past can you embrace a new phase of life, allowing yourself to move forward with a lighter heart. So, yeah, if this is something where you are going to be rekindling with somebody, just because you are letting go of the past with them does not mean that they can't come back into your future if you allow them. Okay, it is completely your choice. But letting go of the past doesn't mean that you can't have a better future with that same person. It just means that you needed to go through healing and they needed to go through healing, and then you can move forward with a better future, with a happier future. Okay. Faith. We were talking about having faith. Faith is a powerful belief that keeps you unwavering in the face of challenges. Faith is not blind, it is a deep trust in yourself and the universe's power. When faith appears, it reminds you to stay true to your beliefs. Stay true to your intuition and stay true to that gut feeling. Okay. Ooh. All right, so let's go ahead and look at these oracle cards. I'm just curious to see what wants to pop up. And then we'll get into your affirmation cards and we'll end that reading here. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, first one I'm seeing is self trust. Self trust in that intuition, into that intuitive feeling. We have Keeper of Waves. And this is kind of when I'm thinking, when I was talking about how you're going in one direction and then something happens and you're like, ah, okay. It's kind of like you're you're keeper of the waves. You're staying on this wave. Sometimes it seems like it's going up and then sometimes it seems like it's going down, but you're moving along gracefully through the waves. Uncertainty makes sense with what we've been talking about. So that is definitely a current emotion that you are experiencing right now. We have Keeper of Time. Keeper of Time. Managing your time in the right way. I'm also getting this could be managing your time with a certain career that you may be thinking about. Your time is important. Your time is important, which is why boundaries are also important. Okay. Keeper of Harvest. I really feel like you building this new future for yourself. Being a busy bee, curiosity, doing what makes you curious, joining a community that makes you curious. Reach. I just heard reaching for the stars, reaching, um, yeah, reaching for that hope, that desire. It's in reach. Everything is in reach. Like I was just saying, it's like you feel like it's right there. It's just not quite. It's like you're reaching out and it's just not quite there just yet. You can't quite grab onto it just yet, but it's there. It's right there. We also have these dragonflies on this card. There are also dragonflies on the swords cards as well in the tarot. And so I really was I noticed that in the beginning of the reading. I just didn't know what I wanted to quite say about it yet. So I kind of feel like, yeah, with your hard work, your determination, your thoughts, your communication, it's all right there. And blessings. Those are leading you to your blessings. Okay, that's what dragonflies symbolize is blessings. So let's go ahead and get some affirmation cards out for you and see what Spirit wants to end with for your message. So, first one we have here is I am passionate. I put my entire heart into the people and things I believe in. My passion is is a powerful force. It is an external fuel. I recognize the strength of my passion and therefore I am careful where I choose to focus it. I am passion. And that makes so much sense with your reading. You also have, and we're going to end this reading here with I am free. I release myself from the thoughts and feelings that have held me back. Any guilt, shame, embarrassment, self doubt, and fear that I harbor, I release. Today, I am free. I'm also very focused on the number 2 above this card with I am free. And when we're talking about the angel number 222, that is talking about harmony and balance. And that's going to help you feel free. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for coming by and listening to this beautiful reading. I hope it helped you. I hope it resonated with you. If you'd like, you can go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. In the description, there are links to my TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, so you can go ahead and follow me on those platforms as well if you'd like to do that. But again, that's all I have. I am sending you so much love, healing, and blessings your way. I am wishing you all the best, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!